What's up, everybody, and welcome to another pick a card tarot reading. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for checking out my channel. Hopefully you subscribe and turn that bell on so that way you know when I post pick a card readings. But yeah, so we have 4 different piles for you laid out here today. You can pick as many as you feel drawn to. All these messages are really different from each other, and this is also a timeless reading, so whenever you see it is when you're supposed to get it. If you think of it one day and you want to watch it again, go ahead and watch it again. But just to list out these stones here, we have labradorite, this little blue deck with the cat on it, labradorite. This deck with the moon on it has amethyst. This red deck has malachite, and the Rider-Waite deck has jasper on it. So I'll leave those timestamps down below. I'll give you guys a minute to breathe, close your eyes, set those intentions, and when you open your eyes, go ahead and watch for the cards that you feel the most drawn to. Hello everyone, so if you chose this blue deck with the cat on it or this labradorite stone, this message is for you. I'm really excited to, didn't mean to bump that. Let me make sure everything's still, looking good over here. Okay. So I'm really excited to give this a shuffle. I'm actually gonna give it a little bit of a shuffle. Get these cards acclimated to your energy. Okay. Okay, let's get some messages here for the group who chose the labradorite stone. Okay, we have 10 of Pentacles energy. I love. Let's see what else comes out. I want to get like 8 cards at least from the tarot. Ooh, we have the Knight of Cups here. Oh, I love that imagery. 8 of Pentacles. Wow, lots of Pentacles, lots of Cups for this group. Again, the Ace of Cups. So this is a really earthly time for you. This is time to be in your body, in your emotions, and focus on the tangible reality. I'm trying to make these nice and straight. Sorry, it's the Virgo 3rd house in me. This is going to go on social media, so I find that I'm like I can get a little like Virgo-y with that energy, or I can get a little Pisces-y with that energy. Wow, I do not sound like an astrologer using those words, but whatever. I don't have my astrologer hat on right now. I have my freaking tarot reader hat on right now. Leave me alone. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some bottom cards for this. Top 4 cards. Okay, 4 Pentacles on the bottom to confirm our 10 of Pentacles. What about the Knight of Cups? Can we get a confirmation there? Okay. Oh, okay. Get back here. The Lover's coming out. Oh, wow. This group. I love this energy for you guys. This is probably a lot of earth signs and water signs here. Oh, wow. These last 3 cards went flying. So I'm assuming we're going to pull some extra cards here. The Chariot coming out. See some Cancer energy here. 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Then we have the Devil energy coming out. I kind of want 2 more. Can I get some cards confirming this Devil card that popped out? Why do you want this to come out? Ooh, we have 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay. 1 more. Let's confirm this. Ooh, these cards are flying. Okay. And then the 6 of Cups. Okay, let me channel this energy a bit. Let's move these cards out the way so I can see what the backstory is. Okay. So, one thing I'm seeing for this group is materially some good karma coming in, or materially lots of security. You have 10 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles, so that to me is indicating rebalancing in the material plane. So when it comes to things like finances, when it comes to things like that we have to pay for, bills, houses, cars, really trying to balance this out, really trying to pay off any debts, pay off any karmas. It feels like a lot of you guys are paying them. So like this June and July and August, maybe paying off a credit card, or pulling yourself out of debt, or taking off a big financial load like off of you. That's some good things I'm seeing here. Four of Pentacles energies, it feels like there's still some, like, I'm picking up on like Scorpio 8th house, like possessiveness, protectiveness, or like control type energy that we're kind of maybe unrooting ourselves from, so we can have better money flow, so we can be less anxious when it comes to our money. The Four of Pentacles tells me that there is like maybe an imbalance in how much you save versus how much you spend. And I feel right now for you, this might be a time to save, because I have the Ten of Pentacles coming, being confirmed by the Four of Pentacles. So maybe this is time to save, get a hold of your spending. Okay. Things are coming in order. Things are coming together. That's why you need to make sure you have the resources you need to play your part in this. You're like co-creating the universe with the universe right now. Universe is going to give you what it's supposed to and do its part, and you need to give the universe what you're supposed to and do your part. So that's why you got to make sure you can't throw away your resources. Okay, I can see some unnecessary spending, or forgetting what we're subscribed to, having bills on automatic and not even like keeping track of them, and maybe getting overcharged and not even knowing. We got to get a little bit more particular about that. Maybe that's why I was picking up so heavily on Virgo type energy in the beginning, doing that nitty gritty, making sure things are perfect. Very interesting. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Cups here coming out with the Lovers. And this is telling me there is a rebirth type of energy that I think you're like coming out of hermit mode. That's kind of like, I feel like the transformation, rebirth already happened, and now it's time to like spread your wings. Feels like you're coming out of hermit mode with this Knight of Cups energy, ready to apply the lessons that you've learned probably throughout this Mercury retrograde. Like being able to apply that into your future relationships. We have Mercury retrograde right now. It's going to go direct around, let me check my calendar, June like 22, right? Don't quote me on that. June 22, around that time, Mercury will move direct, and when it moves direct, it'll go over, the degrees that it passed when it was moving backwards. It's going to go back over those degrees. That's called the shadow period. And I think that's when we start to really pull ourselves out of any type of old cycles or any type of old habits that Mercury had us review when it was retrograde. When it's direct, going over those shadow periods is when we really get the clarity, when we really start to see how we should move forward. The momentum starts to focus more on moving forward. And Mercury is very strong in the sign of Gemini. It's its home sign there. So Mercury's smart. Mercury knows what it's doing. Okay, very interesting. And it's crazy how it's like, we're talking so much about the mind, but the cups are about emotions. But I think it's something about the mind understanding its past that is giving you now so much emotional maturity. It's like this channel from the mind to the heart is opening up, and I think that dialogue hasn't been opened up within you in a minute, and now it's happening. And that's what I really feel like this Lovers card is about, is that dialogue between you and yourself, is that dialogue between your mind and your emotions finally starting to come together, finally starting to work together. Hope that's focused. And I definitely think with that comes your relationships automatically improving. When we make small changes on the inside, it shows on our aura. People feel that we're vibrating and changing, ourselves on the inside. They feel that we're acting different. They feel that we think different. And this Lovers card really reminds me of the Mars opposing Pluto transit that's going down on the 5th, and the Venus then opposing Pluto transit. If you know about astrology, Mars and Venus are like, notorious lovers. And then they both have this conversation with Pluto. Pluto is like the guy that, is gonna make you see your bullcrap. It's gonna make you see what needs to be done, what's not working out for you, so that way it can change it. Pluto's a bluntly honest energy because it needs that honesty to know where to change, where to transform. It's crazy. It's a fixed sign. Yeah, it's always having to deal with change. So what I'm saying here is Pluto's going to tell, Venus, how we're connecting people, Mars, maybe how we're taking, control within relationships. Pluto's going to tell them where that's going right and where that's going wrong. And I feel like we have a very positive thing that comes out from that conversation. And I feel like we had a lot of freedom that comes out from that conversation and that energy. And that's what this Knight of Cups energy is this rebirth, or this like, I'm trying to channel it, this like excitement. It's kind of like, now I know that's like what didn't work for me. Like, I want to get back out there and try again. And I also feel, it's because we were in a pandemic. And so people are probably like pent up right now. And they've been in isolation for so long. And I really feel like there's an energy of like coming out of hermit mode now. Coming out of hermit mode, wanting to reach out to your friends, wanting to reach out to your family, wanting to reach out to the people you love, and wanting to see them, wanting to connect with them. And I feel like that's an energy to invite in. Do it safely, of course, but invite it in. Interesting. In those two messages alone, that automatically tells me why the Devil card was here. The Devil card, it's not like, toxic cycles, whatnot. I'm gonna need to sit down for this. But this Devil card, it's, in the original Rider-Waite tarot, it's the Lovers, so 2 people, and they're chained up. It looks very much like the Lovers card, actually. I really like when the Lovers and the tarot and the Devil card come out in the same spread. But 2 people are chained up. So the Devil deals with what we chain ourselves to. And because of that chain, we limit ourselves. Or because of that chain, we are sad. Or because of that chain, we're not getting happiness. That, to me, is like the root meaning of the Devil card in this situation. So I feel this energy is asking you, in what ways are you chained when it comes to maybe your money and how you're relating with people and how you're letting that in and how you're letting that flow through your life? And I think, in spirituality, we talk a lot about detaching from, concepts like social constructs, right? Detaching from that so that we can live more free. That's what the Devil card also deals with. What can you detach from so you can live more free? What rules do you not need to live by anymore? What narratives do you not need to live by anymore? You've always had the key to heal from that. You've always had the key to break free from that. But it's the realization and the consciousness and the decision to do that. Okay, that we have to maybe like really focus on. Because you have the Lover's energy here. There's something you're reconnecting with. You're letting go of this so you can reconnect with this. Maybe letting go of old narratives so you can get back to the heart of yourself. There's a lot of like inner child energy coming through with this spread, with the where was it? 6 of Cups energy. Am I tripping? Yeah, 6 of Cups energy. There's like a sense of like even going back that far to the inner child. What were, some things that the inner child were told that's now affecting relationships or money flow? Stuff like, the inner child being told, oh, you can't do that, that's too hard for you. Or, oh, you can't do that, you're not smart enough. And how in that way has that restricted you for going after what you really want, and the career you really want, and the money you really want? That, I think, is what's up for you know, examination. And I think that is true devil energy right there. That limitation placed on us, or that self-limiting belief placed on us, or that mental cage placed on us. But the spread tells me you have everything you need to break out. You have the Chariot here, this way or that way. Where are you going? You're going to go back, or you're going to go forward, you know? Are you going to go and stick with what you know, or are you going to expand and break out? And, you know, the thing with expansion and growing and breaking out is that it's scary. It's scary. It's scary because we a lot of times have to leap into something unknown, or a lot of times we have to take a risk, or we have to go on this path and we can't really see that far ahead. And that's kind of what growing can feel like. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know it can't be here, right? That's something I keep hearing. I don't know where I'm going. I just know it can't be here. That's what I see with this Chariot card. But something I sense, you know, here is that you're very much held and very much supported, energetically supported. I think you have a lot of support around you from people that you didn't even expect to pull up for you. Just channeling this energy a bit. Yeah, it feels like you can kind of trust the fogginess a bit. You know, you can. I feel like you'll be pleasantly surprised where it leads you. Six of Cups, I feel like there's this energy too of helping hand. You know, helping hand from the universe, or like helping hand from your friends, helping hand from your boss. Like someone cuts you a break. I like that energy. Three of Swords in reverse. And you know, this brings me back to the topic of relationships here. I like this energy of Three of Swords in reverse. It's like the imagery I get is like anyone who feels stabbed in the back, like pulling those swords out, healing from that. Also, I think apologies is important right now. If you owe someone an apology, maybe start to think about why and how. Don't go automatically into saying something. Think about why and how. If you should say something, talk to your friends. See if it's worth even saying something. But I think the important part is to understand, you know, what you did, or to kind of rise from any pettiness too. And, you know, apologizing, it is a brave and courageous thing to do, and it's something that can change a karmic connection, can change how that person speaks about you for the rest of their life, can change a perspective of you. And, you know, I'm a Scorpio, moon, Cancer, sun. I really hate being perceived. I really hate thinking about other people's perceptions, but sometimes it's important in order to really understand ourselves, is to see ourselves through the lens of other people. And I feel like you're going to have a really pleasant journey with that. You know, we have Ace of Cups here. I think you're really going to develop yourself in a beautiful way, you know, based on the truths coming up about how you're connecting and bonding with other people. Okay. So that is it for this reading. I'm trying to think if I want to pull more cards. That's why I'm like a little hesitated. I think I kind of want to pull more cards. Hang on. I'm kidding. This is not it for the reading. We're going to pull the Power of Surrender cards. I just got them. I was holding back on getting them for a hot minute because I have like so many freaking cards, but these ones just look so cool. So I'm excited to work with it. Okay, let's go ahead and get some Power of Surrender cards for this group. What can this group surrender? What can this group surrender? Can you see me shuffling? I don't even know if you can see. What can this group surrender? Okay, there's one. Let's pull another one. Surrender stubbornness. I'm laughing because this group feels like that feels like that resonates with this group. Okay, surrender to non-action. Interesting. Anything else this group can surrender? I'm gonna pull. Okay, cool. I was gonna say I'm gonna pull one more and two fell out, so that's okay. Just because, you know, I feel like this is gonna cater to, you know, like different. I feel like this will be. How do I say this? I just feel like this will probably resonate with more individual people. So take what resonates is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we have surrender, stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Okay, love that energy. Next, we have a surrender to divine timing. It says sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Love that energy. Then we have surrender to receiving support and love. It says allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Last one here, it says surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. I feel like I love that this is the last card because I feel like this is the tone for the next reading. So I'm excited to get into that next one. But yeah, okay, so this is the end of your reading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below some black hearts if you got this far. And let me know what you think. Let me know what your zodiac signs are. I really want to kind of have more presence on this platform, I guess. But yeah, it was such a pleasure reading for you. If you guys want to book with me, I'm actually opening soon. I'll leave all my links down below. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hello everyone. If you chose the amethyst or this deck with the moon, this message is for you. Really excited. I'm going to give this deck a good shuffle, get it acclimated to your energy. Okay, let's see. I'm excited to see what the first card is to come out for this group. Ooh, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Let's see what else comes out. Alright, Ten of Swords. What else is coming out? This is a really interesting looking deck, huh? Okay. Six of Cups. The last reading got the Six of Cups as well. Ooh, the Tower card. And that card gives me chills for this reading. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards for these 4 cards. Let me just move these guys up a bit. Okay. Let's get some confirmation here. Ooh. We have Queen of Swords, and I really feel like this card wants to come out too. The Hierophant. What else? 2 more. Ooh, here there are 2 more. The Hanged Man and King of Wands. Interesting energy. Okay. Let me see what else comes out. Okay, 5 of Wands. There's some conflict here with this group. 7 of Cups. This group's energy is so interesting. I'm picking up on the mutable signs like the Sagittarius, the Gemini, Pisces, and Virgo. 9 of Cups here as well. Wow. Let me take a seat and channel this energy a little bit. I'm going to move these 3 cards out the way. See what our backstory is. I'm picking up on the word dreams a lot too with this group. I really feel like your dreams are quite prophetic right now, or I feel like your dreams are kind of like a doorway to your psyche, this inner world that I'm sensing with this group. Okay, so the card that I'm immediately drawn to is the Hanged Man. There is a sense of divine timing for sure with this group. You can see the little stopwatch here. There's a sense of stillness, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for the right, offer. And I feel like that is the anxious part, what is the right offer? Now, one thing I'm seeing with this group is that you have help. 6 of Cups. You have help from your people, help from your family, or help from the universe, but you have it. So accept it. If what you need to do is reject or wait or ask for an extension or whatever the timing situation is, I feel you have support in that, and you have help in doing that, and you have help in completing what you need to complete. This group, I immediately think of the second Saturn square to Uranus that we're having. When is that? 14th. I see. The 14th. So if the number 14 has been following you a lot, I suggest looking into where that Saturn-Uranus square is happening. Saturn deals with delays, and it's squaring off to Uranus, which is like our, need to rebel or our need to change and upgrade. Okay. And so there's a way we're trying to change, or we're trying to upgrade, and we're trying to rebel from what's old, but there might be a delay in doing that, and that's okay. And I don't want to limit this group by saying, oh, whatever it is that you want, it's going to be delayed. No. What I'm saying to this group is whatever you have, whatever it is you want, it's going to come to you at the perfect time. And I don't want to say perfect way, because I feel intuitively for this group that it's going to come packaged unexpectedly with that, right? Square to Uranus, Saturn square Uranus, there might be a sense of unexpected energy here, but it's what you need. It's what you need, and it's going to come at the perfect time. Now I'm immediately drawn to this 10 of Swords energy. Let me put on my blue light glasses over here. Your girl's head is hurting from this lighting. 1 second. Okay, now let me go back and channel this 10 of Swords energy, because it's so interesting. I did immediately sense a sense of anxiety with this group, or a sense of, it kind of feels like anxiety, honestly. And I think that's why your dreams are being so loud. Perhaps the psyche is trying to communicate with you, why are we feeling anxious? And the thing is, a lot of times our body reacts, like it overreacts, and we have to kind of like we kind of have to train our mind to control our body. This is just something I've learned from personal, experiences with anxiety, is that my mind knows, like, I shouldn't freak out, but sometimes my body starts freaking out anyways. Do those breathing techniques that we did in the beginning and breathe air into your body. Something about this group feels like they're holding their breath, waiting for their answer, holding their breath to be cut down, holding their breath to finally move into the next chapter. And you know what that imagery I get? I get the imagery of a small plant, getting ready to break through the soil. Going from the seed, getting ready to break through that soil, there is a blossoming moment. And I have freaking chills as I say this. There is a blossoming moment. That tension, that restriction, that is because you're on the verge of breaking out, And I also get the imagery of butterfly in a cocoon, getting ready to break out of that cocoon and spread its wings. So interesting. I'm just channeling this energy a little bit more. And while you're in this position of waiting, I think it's important to not cause disruption or conflicts or drama around you while you're on the verge of waiting, because that's when people come. People come right when you're at that point of about to blossom. That's when people start to come for you, or that's when people start to want to cause ruckus in your life, because this is the time when you need your life to be the most peaceful, to be the most still. So I want you to really practice just staying out of it, avoiding that conflict. I have here the 5 of Rods indicating conflict. There's an energy of avoiding that and harnessing that energy and throwing it into your work, throwing it into your art, throwing it into your projects. It seems like you have so many freaking projects right now that you don't even know where to start. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Don't let it stress you out. That's a good thing. Draft all of them, because they might come back later on down the line. We have such beautiful energy here for creativity. So I highly suggest keeping note of your ideas. You never know which one you're going to come back to. But there's energy of staying out of it and staying focused on what you do. All right, we have this energy of 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is your manifestations and your wishes finally trying to come into fruition. But, in order for them to come into fruition, you got to give that 10th cup up. Oh, I'm sorry if you hear my tummy rumbling. That is a sign that I need to eat after this reading. But anyway, when you have the 9 of Cups, if you want that wish, if you want that manifestation, you have to give the gatekeeper the 10th cup. And I usually feel like you get these manifestations in that next chapter. Once you blossom, once that new start is initiated. And I feel heavy that there is some type of new start initiated for this group. Either like you move and that's your new start, or you get a new job and that's your new start, or something, or you even change your whole wardrobe and your hair and that's a new start. Anything. You break up with somebody and that's a new start. But there is this initiation of something new, and usually to initiate something new, something has to die. D-I-E. Sorry to say that on y'all, but it's the truth of mysticism, or it's the truth of kind of like how the world works. Something dies and something comes in. Now, I'm not saying death is coming your way, but I'm saying something has to end in order for a new start to happen. Okay? So that would explain why we have the Tower card here, indicating an ending. Something about this Tower card feels happy. And not everyone is going to say that about the Tower card, I know. But something about this Tower card looks like you're watching that tower burn in flames and you're like, hell yes. Hell yes. Phoenix rising from those flames type energy. Phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're watching it all burn down, and you're just like, yeah, let me be free from that. Let me be free from that. Something about this tower was built on rocky foundations. It was always bound to fall. So interesting. I wonder if any of you have been dreaming of aliens lately. Not that that has anything to do with this reading, I don't think, but I just couldn't stop staring at the UFO. So I'm like, I know this group's dreams have been a little wild. So I kind of wanted to point that out. But I do dream interpretations, by the way, if y'all ever need help with that. Now, I'm drawn to this Knight of Pentacles and Queen of Swords energy. it feels like there is a sort of defensive nature I'm sensing, which is good, but it's where the defensive nature is coming from that I think we need to kind of focus on. Is this defensive nature coming out of fear? Is this defensive nature coming out of, not letting ourselves be soft in a moment when we should be soft? Feels like you have to analyze your defensive nature and how you charge yourself through that. There's a sense of maturity coming through that. There's a lot of mental maturity here for this group. And as you kind of get this mental maturity, you get a spiritual maturity along with it. Really channeling the words ascension. And when we're trying to ascend, when we're trying to rise above, when we're trying to move up, you have to keep yourself light. You have to keep yourself weightless. You can't have things anchoring you down. So I think that's why there's so many tower moments. There's so many things having to be let go. There's so many things being dropped. So much weight is being dropped, but you're like, feel so good about it. You know what I mean? It feels like so much weight is being dropped and it's like a weight off your shoulder. So let it drop. Let those things surrender to those things is what I want to say, and that makes me really want to pull some surrender cards for you. So let's go ahead and do this. Also, something about this Queen of Swords energy with the Knight of Pentacles energy. Let's sense it mainly the Queen of Swords energy. There's a there's like a mental clarity here, or a mental understanding here, finally, that you're getting. And I think it's that mental understanding that could be making you defensive, but I think that's where we have to kind of like comfort ourselves and let ourselves know that we have our own back. You're not going to get messed with or thrown off the same way because you have your own back now. And with this Knight of Pentacles energy, it really feels like slow and steady wins the race right now. Slow, steady, secure moves, calculated, smart, secure moves. I wouldn't do anything too risky. This group does not feel like it's in a position to be chaotic or be risky. It kind of needs to sail through, mind your business, mind your own people. That's it. Let me go ahead and pull some surrender cards here. I've been shuffling these surrender cards for a minute. None of them fell. So I'm actually, feeling more drawn to this deck. Let's try this deck. A postcard from Spirit. I'm going to pull one because these messages are rather long. But I feel like this guy has something to say. All right, can we get a postcard for this group, please? Postcard for this group. What is up with this group? Okay, here's your postcard. So we're going to read that in a second, and I'm also going to pull some oracles for this group. I feel like we need some oracles in here. Let's get some oracles. My tummy needs to shut up. Stop grumbling. I'm going to feed myself after this. Okay. Solar plexus chakra. Ooh. Believe and succeed. Darkest fears. I was feeling that energy. Okay. Master. And now this deck wants to talk to you guys. Reach out and throat chakra came out together. Simply love is bottom deck and dreams coming true. And I was feeling dreams heavily for y'all. So let's pull that out. Let's keep these guys together. This feels like it's its own message. I know I'm like everywhere with my spreads right now. I promise I'll get better at this, make it prettier, but let's go ahead and read this postcard. It says, "Dearest you, we have a secret for you. The more you think you know, the less you actually do. So if you are willing to keep an open mind, you will avoid the narrow confines of the know-it-all and open up to the unlimited potential that can be discovered only by the curious optimist. Ooh, I wonder if any of y'all have such Sagittarius energy around you. Probably a lot to learn from those Sagittariuses. It says curiosity allows you to discover new things, see the world from a different perspective, and find answers to questions you might not even know you have. Right now, whatever's going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all the aspects of it. You need, I'm getting a little tongue twisted, hang on. It says right now, whatever is going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all the aspects of it. You need to see to make an informed choice. You might be projecting a story that isn't totally true. So moving forward, your mantra could be, I know, or that's interesting, as you keep your mind and heart open to new experiences in a rather rich existence overall. As of us over here, we want you to be all that you can be. We are cheering for you. Can you hear us? I'm going to hold that up because I know I stuttered and stumbled a lot reading that. So if you want to screenshot that and read it back for yourself, feel free to. I love that energy of confirming, like, you don't have all the pieces yet, but it feels like everything falls into place, though. You don't have all the pieces, but you could trust that things fall into place. Let's get these messages here. This is the deck I feel like really wanted to talk to you guys. So I feel like there's this mastery of our fears coming forward. There's this energy of breaking out of those cages, finally kind of like confronting our darkest fears, finally starting to transform that into a strength. I really feel like the area that Scorpio runs in your chart, or the area that Pluto sits in your chart, is an opportunity to take a strength and turn it into actually one of the strongest parts of you. Again, remember that Scorpio energy rules transformation. It feels like a lot of you are dealing with that type of energy right now. We have the energy of throat chakra and reach out. I feel like you guys need to be communicating with your people. The world really, even certain, ways, or I would even say the spiritual community can sometimes make reaching out feel like it's a bad thing. Feel like you're, like returning to the past or something. That's not always true, especially when we're in eclipse season right now. That's on the Gemini and Sagittarius axis that deals with communication. And throat chakra, saying things is a way of balancing that. Now, you don't always have to necessarily say things to that person if you don't want to, but even just saying it out loud, to your friends or to your therapist, or even just writing it out, even just saying it out loud in your room, takes it out of your mind. It takes it out of your mind and it puts it onto the universe. And I feel like that's something to do. Now, if you have been feeling called to reach out, reach out. It's not a bad thing to try and connect and communicate with people. It's not. And, if it doesn't go the way that you thought it would go, that's okay. But with that, I would say go into it with no intentions. These next two cards we have here is believe and succeed in solar plexus chakra. Believe and succeed in the sacrifices that you're making to make yourself happy. That is like really what I'm saying. Believe in that. I feel like there's this sense of like reward coming in, a sense of like achievement coming in. Let yourself be happy, let yourself be proud. There's a sense of coming out of hermit mode in the workplace too. Learning how to network, learning how to connect with people, learning how to have colleagues who are like-minded. I think you're being asked to grow in that field and asked to grow in that professional field. Interesting how I'm getting that message, but I don't know, there's something about this believe and succeed card that's telling me that, because there's like this light that's gonna come on you. you know. There is a point, I think, where you're going to get a lot of luck and a lot of blessings and a lot of attention, and you're like getting ready for that now. We have this energy too of dreams coming true and simply love, and I was heavily sensing dreams for you. We have 6 and 9 energy, again, you know, divisible by 3 energy. But again, I really feel like your dreams can offer you a lot of insight if you're someone who can remember them. If you want to keep a dream journal by you, write it down right when you wake up, write down what themes come up. But I also, again, really feel like there's a sense of reward coming in, or something you've been really manifesting. It's here, it's coming forward. But I think the reason why it doesn't feel as enjoyable maybe is because we don't feel like we have the love around us to like enjoy it with people. Do you know what I mean? Or we feel like we don't. Channeling this energy a bit. Give me a second. It feels like you need to reconnect with why you love what you do. That's what it feels like. It feels like you need to reconnect with why you love what you do. Otherwise, it's not going to feel so good when you catch these blessings. So if there's a pause in your life right now, that's why. If there's a need to be soft in your life right now, that's why. If there's a need to conquer your fears, that's why. There's this quote from Princess Diaries, and I forget exactly what it is, but it's the one that, you know, Mia's dad like wrote to her, and it's something along the lines of like, basically what it means is like, you know, the time to conquer our fears is when there's something more important at hand than our fears. And I think there's something here that's more important at hand than the things that you're afraid of. And I think it's something that comes out to you in time. We have Mercury moving direct soon, and it'll go over it'll be in its shadow period, so that's where it moves through the degrees that it went through when it was in retrograde, moving backwards. Now that it's moving forwards, goes over those same degrees, and this is the time to really get a forward moving momentum on things. This is the time to review things and know how to move forward. So I think the clarity is coming, and that's why you have to be careful about when you act, and really trust your senses when your senses tell you, I don't know yet, I don't know yet, I don't know yet. And then you're gonna have that light bulb moment where you're like, aha, this is the knowing. This is the knowing. The knowing dropped in my head. Now I can act. Wait for that. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say for this group. You know, I want to pull another card. I've been doing this. I've been doing this to you guys. I've been trying to cut myself off, but then something says, nah, keep talking. We're gonna pull one more card here. Can I get a final card for this group? Can I get a final card for this group? Let's see what's up here. So it says, dear you, there are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Ooh, already this is confirming what I was saying. It says other times are perfect for taking that leap, no matter how dangerous it might seem. Well, hold on to your parachute strings, for today is leap time. Realize that no matter what, we will not let you fall, drown, get lost, or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if it may feel like you are in free fall, we are here for you. You can stop freaking out about getting hurt and relax into this relax into this transition to something new. All the elements are in place, and your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you're asking about, it's time to take the risk and do that thing that scares you. No matter what happens, you will land softly, right on target. Don't worry about the outcome. Spirit's got that covered. It's taking the leap itself. That's the point. Oh, I have chills as I say this, because I feel like that really confirmed our last couple messages. So I'm going to hold that up in case you guys want to screenshot it and read it back later. But yeah, guys, wow, that is it for this reading. That was kind of a long one, but I'm excited for this group. Something about this group feels like it's getting empowered. But yeah, if you guys want to book a private reading with me, I'll leave my links down below. I'm going to be opening up soon. But yeah, guys, it was such a pleasure working with your energy, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello, everyone. If you chose this malachite stone or this red deck, then these messages are for you. I'm really excited to be working with this group's energy. Something about it feels really fun, really all over the place. When I was channeling for this group, I channeled the words distracted and I channeled the words red flag. So I am interested to see what comes out. I normally also have like oracle decks that I pre-pull for the cards, just based on their energy, but I haven't pulled any yet because I have no idea where this reading's going to go. And I think there's something about this group's energy, perhaps, where you have no idea where, you know, you're going to go, or you have no idea sort of like what the outcome will be, but yet you feel very called, very drawn to a certain path. And it feels so exciting, this path, but it feels so nerve-wracking, like as if this path is a little dangerous. So I'm excited for this group. My little Scorpio moon ass loves this energy. You know this. I'm like, dangerous? Say less. I'm like, ooh. And what comes out as I say that? The stars come out and the Knight of Pentacles. So I love the stars coming out. I'm just going to make sure everything's still straight up here. Just make sure everything's looking good. Okay. So we had the star come out and we had the Knight of Pentacles come out. And I love that the star came out right when I said that, because the star is my card for stars aligning. It's also the card of like, I'm like paying attention to this little, so I'm getting distracted with the star card. It's because this little configuration right here is really talking to me, and I have never noticed that in this deck before. So I'm trying to also decipher that. It kind of looks like an arrow. Do you see it? It kind of looks like an arrow pointing. So I feel like for you guys, there's like this, it's like the universe is like, go this way, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't feel like I should go that way, but the universe is like, no, you have to follow the arrows. Do you see that little arrow? That was what was distracting me. But yeah, something about this time period right now, June, July, feels very destined, very planned, very much not controlled by the divine, because it feels like you still have a say, but you're kind of being very heavily guided, and sometimes that could feel like we're lacking control in our own lives, or sometimes that could feel like we're lost, or sometimes it can feel like, I'm trying to channel this energy because it honestly doesn't feel like this group is lost. It feels like this group is beginning to come out of a period of feeling a little bit lost. And we have the Knight of Pentacles here, where you got to keep going. You got to have that persistence, that dedication, that loyalty. You got to keep it steady too right now. You got to do your work to pay those bills. Make sure you have enough, okay? But enough is fine right now. Enough is going to get you by, so don't tire yourself trying to make sure you have more than enough. Make sure you have enough and that you also have rest. Something about this group's energy is very sleepy. And if you feel like you're burnt out and suddenly you have no energy, I think it's because, one, we have a solar eclipse. So sun, a planet that energizes us, is getting eclipsed by the moon, a planet that makes us sleepy. So there's that energy. So that could be why you're feeling sleepy. But I also feel like your like sleep debts are catching up to you. So make sure you kind of like plan for them, but keep it slow, keep it steady, know you're safe, and kind of like don't fuck up what's working for you. Honestly, don't fuck up what's working for you. Something about this group has like a little bit of some self-sabotage-y energy, and I picked up on that because of the danger here. I really feel like the danger energy is that I'm sensing is one, and I love that we have an 8 coming out, because 8th house, Scorpio energy, very much on brand with what we're talking about right now. But something about this energy feels like the scariness of it. Half of it is you and your own mistrust, either for yourself, like you're not believing in yourself enough and it's causing some anxiety, or it's like mistrust in like faith. Okay, we have the Sagittarius axis sort of lit up right now. That Gemini Sagittarius axis is lit up right now, because we had the eclipses go down in them. And then we have Jupiter very strong in the sign of Pisces. Jupiter is the planetary ruler of the sign of Sagittarius, so we want to see where Jupiter is at. And something about that energy kind of is asking you, I think, to like believe in something greater, or it's asking you to kind of like have a little faith. Ooh, I have chills as I said it. Kind of like trust your faith. Trust your faith. I actually have that tattooed on me. Crazy. But yeah, kind of like trust your fate a bit. Like believe in something higher and believe in what's meant for you and believe that it's all gonna work out okay. There's this energy of like psychically tapping in right now, and that's your real eye. That's your eye. I even sense some psychic blockages though. I personally have noticed delays in messages, so I'm having to, message my clients and say, hey, like, I'm gonna go past the due date a little bit. I feel called to like wait on your reading, and luckily I have clients that really trust me and will let me do that. But if any of you are psychic or if any of you are readers, don't beat yourself up for those delays. I feel like a lot of us are having it. We're just not talking about it. Let's see. I want some confirmation for this 8 of Wands card, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, Ace of Cups. So I really feel that this group is being invited to like bond, or being invited to kind of like get to the bottom of a relationship, or get to the bottom of like their own personal approach to love. It doesn't feel like it's so much more of an outward thing. It feels like it's more of a inward situation, like how we're inwardly approaching love, how we inwardly feel about love, how we're bonding with people, and why we want to bond with people. What is that reason? What do we want to get out of it? 8th house energy. So I think that's really, something we're addressing within ourselves. Again, like the Gemini and Sagittarius axis has so much to do with communication, and because it has to do with communication, it has to do with other people and how you're communicating with other people. And so something about, something about the way you are going to bond with people is going to transform. And I think it's because of all the changes you're making on an inward level. I like this energy, the 2 blue birds. I don't know if birds have been following this group around. You guys have such dreamy symbols I'm seeing, like the stars, the birds. Okay, we have 2 of Swords here with the Hangman. So it feels like this group is waiting for something, waiting for an answer, waiting for... I'm going to move this over a little bit. Yeah, let's move it over a bit. Because I'm probably going to pull 2 more. But it feels like this group is waiting for something. So waiting for an answer, or waiting to make a decision, or waiting for like a new chapter. Again, you have that 2 of Swords crossroads energy, where mentally the mind maybe is unsettled because it doesn't have its big answer yet. Now, Hangman energy is something I've been pulling for the collective for like 2 months now, 3 months maybe. Closer to 2 months, maybe closer to 2 months. But there's this energy of having to be okay with where you're at right now. Being okay with where you're at right now. And a lot of times we can future trip and, worry so much about the future, worry so much about our goals and our bills coming up and everything, due dates coming up, projects coming up, work weeks, trips, all this stuff like that sends our mind to the future. There's all this stuff that sends our mind into the future. And with this hangman energy, I feel like there's a need to bring it back to the present, a need to just be okay with hanging out here in the present. Bring your mind back right here. You know, think of those days where you're a kid and you just wake up and you just go about your day. You don't think about, you know, what's happening tomorrow. You don't really care about what happened the last day. You just wake up and you go about your day. I think you kind of have to be in that like autopilot mode a little bit here. I feel like it's hard to be in that autopilot mode because there's like an energy. We have Mars and Venus in Cancer. There's a lot of emotional energy. Jupiter and Pisces, you know, trining that. So there's a lot of, just like emotional heaviness perhaps. And that could be why we want to avoid our present. And I think we got to address those things. Okay? We have Mars and Venus in Cancer right now. Venus's energy is very transformative and very healing. And in the sign of Cancer, it wants to really nurture and heal whatever house it's transiting. So look at the house Cancer rules in your chart. Well, you know, how can we beautify that house? I would ask you that. How can we beautify our experiences in that house as well? You have the energy of Mars there. And you know, to me, where Mars is means there's a need to stand up for yourself perhaps a little bit. So look at the sign that Cancer rules there. And, you know, in what way do you have to energize yourself? You know, how can you use those emotions to energize yourself in a more productive and healthy manner? And I think you only really figure that out by letting your body be still and hang out. I don't know if you know the astrologer Tan. Her YouTube name is Tan Astrology. I freaking love her. One of my faves out here. But there's a video that she did so long ago. I don't even know what the video is called. I've been watching her forever, but she talks about how it is when you rest and let your body stop moving that your body tells you what it wants to do, what it wants to get up and do. And sometimes letting your body make that instinctual choice is how you're going to move through that Two of Swords crossroads. Let's go ahead and pull two more. Man, we might not even need oracles with these cards. I might pull some just for some confirmation purposes. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands here. What else? Lots of night energy. What do we have for this card? Can we get a confirmation for this card? Knight of Wands energy, super interesting. There has to be some passion here. Ooh, and the wheel coming out to confirm that there has to be some type of spark, some type of passion building up right now. Sometimes right before the spark is when we can feel the most dull, you know? So don't, if you're in that phase, know that that is, you know, a sign that you created room for a spark to happen, and now you kind of have to light that within yourself. But there's this energy of also things kind of working out in your favor with this group. You have your beginning card as the Star, your final card, the Wheel, you know, to close this reading. Star to open, Wheel to close this spread. And so to me, that indicates things work out in your favor. Things are aligning even when things seem chaotic and messy and confusing. The universe is going to reveal how this is all fitting into a bigger, you know, grander scheme of things, how this is all fitting into the long run. There's a sense of really figuring out how to connect your small day-to-day actions to something bigger, to something greater. A lot of times, you know, the internet like makes us feel like we have to take these grand big strides in order to be getting somewhere. You know, sometimes it's those little like, teeny tiny steps that get you a lot further. So don't skip on those little teeny tiny steps. Okay, channeling this energy a little bit more before I either end this reading, or maybe I'm going to pull some oracle cards. I think I want to pull some oracle cards. Let's see, just to give this group some. Okay, let's pull some surrender cards. That's what I want to do. Let's see what this group can surrender at this time, at this moment. Let's see. I feel like a lot of you guys are Leos, and the reason why I say that is I keep channeling the energy that the people watching have really beautiful hair, and Leos are notoriously known for having thick, luscious, long hair. But I think in a way, this might sound a little bit weird, but it's just something we're channeling. I think in a way, perhaps your hair, you should, maybe by taking better care of your hair, you can sort of build your intuition a little. And this is getting very mystic now, very occult-y now. So sorry if that's not your vibe, but if this is your vibe, there was this thread I saw on Twitter a long time ago. I forgot who said it, but if anyone knows, let me know. But they had a thread about how hair holds energy. And that's why when, sometimes when bad things happen, or when we break up with our ex, right, we want to like cut our hair off, and we can feel that energy drop. And so there's something about either like for this group, maybe you got to do that. Maybe if you have like, and this is such a weird intuitive message, well, whatever. But if you have like dyed ends that you want to cut off, like you grew your hair out, you dyed your hair, you grew it out, you kind of have like dyed ends, maybe give those a chop. Maybe it's time, like, and you don't have to chop your hair, but perhaps there has to be this symbolic disconnect and a chop from the last chapter. Do you know what I mean? So that is just something I'm kind of sensing. Or if you like your hair, perhaps try nourishing it more, find a good hair care routine, and then you might just notice that you maybe will just feel better. Or I don't know why I'm picking up so much on hair here with this group. We're moving on. Let's go ahead and pull these Power of Surrender cards. We have surrender to effortlessness. It says stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Again, we have someone hanging. Okay, so that hangman energy kind of tells me too, effortlessness is like your best friend right now. Or it kind of indicates to me that by trying too hard, you might kind of like screw up your chances. And I think it's because everything is so faded. All you have to do is like flow down the river, All right, anything else to surrender for this group? Ooh, okay, 2 cards fell. We have surrender stress. So take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let stress go as you come back to your center. So I really feel like breathing is super important for this group. Breathing into the body, breathing into the belly. Let's see, channeling more of this stress energy. Massage your shoulders, all right? Maybe a little massage ball and massage it. Now, I'm no professional or whatever, but I do know, I've been told that when you massage something, you want to like massage it and then back off. Massage it and then back off. You don't want to be digging up in there if you don't know what you're doing. And I feel like that like symbolism might be true in your actual life and how you're approaching things. You don't want to be digging into it, trying to pry into it. Give it a little bit of work and then back off. Give it a little bit of work and then back off, and it's okay. I think it's okay to ride a wave like that. I think you're someone who is used to giving it your all straight through, but maybe like that causes more tension, than it does easing the tension. I hope that makes sense. But let's go ahead and pull this next card. We have surrender to play. It says take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. I love that. I feel like you have to add this element of happiness and play into your work. It's making me think of fifth house, how you're, entertaining yourself, how you're keeping yourself happy. All right. I think your life right now as a whole kind of has to be working together. Okay, so you have to kind of balance things out. You can't just hyper focus on the one thing, or it breaks, right? You got to focus on that thing, back off. Focus on the other thing you got to do, back off. Go back to that thing, back off, and go to a different thing, and then so on. And I think you have to you got to have fun while you're doing it. And so there's a sense of also giving yourself time to play, giving yourself time to have fun, giving yourself time to stop thinking, stop stressing, stop worrying. I feel like this time should be a lot happier for you than you're allowing it to be. There might be a lot of unnecessary conflict that's just petty, rise above it. There might be a lot of just worrying about the future, release your control. You can't do anything about it. All you can do is focus on the present. Go to the beach, this group, this image here of like this, person at the beach. Go to the beach and see the water. Take your shoes off, freaking have a Corona at the beach and put a line in that bitch and drink it. Like, relax, this group. Relax, because the spirit freaking has your back. Star card to start you off, the wheel card to end you. That's how this road is going to go. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Comment down below, maybe like a green type of emoji, so that way I know you made it this far and I know which reading you picked. But yeah, it was such a pleasure working with your energy. I hope you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello everyone. If you chose this Jasper Stone or the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, this message is for you. If you guys know anything about the Jasper Stone, feel free to tell me down below. I love learning from you guys. So this group's energy is really, really interesting. It feels very charged, very creative, very intelligent, but I can sense difficulty placing the energy. And I can also sense like lots of like interruptions with this group. Like it's like you're doing everything it's like you're doing everything but the root thing you need to be doing. Kind of feels like that. Or like every time you try to get something done, like maybe you feel really tired, or maybe, like I said, you get interrupted and get thrown off in some type of way. Very interesting with this group. Let's see what's up with this group. I'm gonna give it a good shuffle. That's just something I was intuitively sensing as I was preparing for your reading. Okay, Death card to start your reading off. Lots of endings with this group. Let's see what comes out to confirm the Death card. Okay, so so I'm kind of seeing karmic cycles here ending. It's kind of like a chapter ending, but it feels like it's like a huge one. Maybe like the last 10 years of your life, maybe like no longer being relevant some way, somehow. Like maybe you've like completely moved, or you've completely like changed. Now that's probably most likely for the older audience. If you're like a younger audience, it feels like your childhood self a little bit, like you're outgrowing that in some type of way, or like releasing any childhood fears, releasing any like inner child wounds. That's another thing I'm seeing, and I kind of sense that message if you're like below 25. If you're like 25, maybe even 24, 23, honestly, I feel like the last 10 years, since you were like 13 to now, maybe all that and that narrative, that story, the people relevant to it, it's like, I feel like all of that's very far from the present moment now. And that could be why we're having difficulty placing ourselves, because we're like, how did things change so quick, or so abruptly, or so suddenly? Let's see what else comes up. with this group. The energy is very all over the place with this group, and I can see why you guys are having difficulty placing your energy, where it feels like there's just so many different things that need your attention. I feel like that card wanted to come out, but it didn't. It looked like it was another swords card. So I see there's a lot of where the blockages are in the mind. It kind of seems like that's where the blockages are, but okay. So let's talk about this 10 of swords energy. So another thing I was sensing with this group is the hastiness, like frantically wanting to get something done. I think you have to catch yourself and kind of be like, well, let me back off, because it feels like that hastiness can, let me channel that a bit. It feels like that hastiness is gonna like throw you off even more, it feels. Now, I feel this group has, like I said, a lot on its mind. And as I say that, there goes our confirmation card. I'll flip it after I say this. But I feel like this group has a lot on its mind right now. And it needs to kind of weigh out what is worth your thoughts, what is worth that energy you're putting into your thoughts, and what isn't. Like, I really think it's good to write it out and list, like, this is not relevant anymore. I don't have to think about this. I don't have to carry this. I need to pull that sword out of my back. That's what it feels like we gotta start doing. We gotta start doing some spiritual surgery here and pulling these needles out from our energy. Now it's gonna leave energetic tears, energetic holes, and in that we might feel a little empty for a second. But know that, you know, the universe always self-corrects and it will heal. Okay. The universe always self-corrects is a quote from this deck that we are going to pull. So I wonder if that card is going to come out. It's by Colette Baron Reed. I'll leave all decks I use down below, of course. But yeah, let's go ahead and flip this. Okay, Page of Pentacles coming out. So that makes me happy, because the page energy to me is a sense of like, there's a newness in your present moment. There's this new beginning, I think, that's going to require your mental strength. So a new pursuit, it could be like an educational pursuit, it could be like you know, joining necessary programs you need to better yourself at your work or at your job, or it could be new ways of making money, new business ideas, and that kind of stuff needs your brain power right now. And I think that's why we have to spend time figuring out what's worth our brain power and what's not. Let's see what else comes out with this group. Ooh, okay, so next two cards went flying. Beautiful. There's a star card in the page. Last group also pulled a star card. Oop, my tummy's all grumbling. And star card is the energy of stars aligning. And this page energy to me means the stars aligning when you start focusing on the thing you need to focus on. And I think for, you know, the trick for this group, it kind of feels like, you know, what is that thing? So there's a really interesting theme of destiny here, and we have the North Node and South Node involved with these eclipses. So I really feel like there is this point of destiny, or this aha moment, or this point of kind of like ending this chapter, yes, but also beginning the next 10 years of your life, beginning something that is going to be a journey for a minute. Like, there's a sense of getting settled and then being able to build outward again. It's like, this is the regeneration, this is the restart. Feels very beautiful, feels very freeing. All this page energy, so don't be afraid to be new at something. Don't be afraid to be a fish out of water. Don't be afraid to be bad at something. You know, we all start there, and eventually we figure it out. Okay. What else is coming out with this group? Let's get two more cards. Okay, so I think we're going to pull two more cards in a second. I'm going to go ahead and switch decks. And I think, you know, that's another message for this group, is that it's okay to leave things unfinished. Some things, it's just okay to leave them unfinished. And I think that's a little frustrating for this group. But I think there are some things, you know, in regards to the past that just they have to stay there. Not all things, okay? But some things, if it's irrelevant, if it serves you nothing at all, I think that's what you have to consider when dealing with your past too, is what is coming with you into this next chapter, and can it fit into this next chapter? You know, that's a very interesting message coming through, and it feels very like melancholy. Oh my god, it feels very melancholy. It feels very like, you know what I mean? Like I'm getting like Eeyore vibes, but I think you have to have a little bit more faith in the happiness that's ahead of you. You know, ooh, and as I say that, humor comes out, and I have chills as I say that, because literally one of the intuitive messages I was channeling, and I was waiting for the moment to bring it up, was humor. It feels like you gotta laugh at the little inconveniences. You gotta laugh at the little delays. You gotta kind of, like I said, have this faith in what's next for you. There's a lighter side of life here, and I think you haven't been on that lighter side of life in a very long time, and that's why it might feel like so new, like blinding lights, you know what I mean? You guys are giving me very ninth house energy. Ooh, chills as I say this. I feel like you guys are Scorpios. But yeah, I'm telling you, energy feels like there's like, it's like the lights are blinding. It's kind of like it. Ooh, and as I say that, Magician comes out and King of Wands come out. Finally, our last two cards. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so that the blinding lights energy that I was channeling. Yeah, when you come out of darkness and then you get hit with that sunlight, I feel like it blinds you. So a lot of y'all might feel like you don't really see where you're going quite yet, and that could also cause a lot of the stress and a lot of the anxiety. But with the Magician card coming out, that to me indicates that you have everything you need and you have enough. And maybe you are stressing yourself out about having more than enough, more for more's sake. Bring it back to just enough. Bring it back to having just what you need, just the necessary basics. Why? Because when you're moving through life and you're going through a pivot point, you got to keep it light. You got to keep it light. And you guys are giving me feather energy. Light and simple, and travel light. You guys are giving me the Fool energy as well, where the Fool kind of has like just that little, you know, stick with the little bag on the back, and that's all the Fool has in this journey. But with the Magician, it's like you have everything you need to conjure exactly what you want. King of Wands, and there's a lot of passion here with the King of Wands. There's a lot of control as well. You know, you guys, there's a lot of chaos. You guys have a lot of control. Nothing in these cards indicate to me that you don't have control. And I get a little twitchy as I say that. So I can tell it's a serious message. Let's see what else comes out. Perseverance. I love that energy. Know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. That also confirms the Magician. So I think, again, it was funny because earlier I was wondering, why did I pick up on the word trick? Because I said the trick for this group is to figure out what is that thing that it wants. What does that life look like? So I think this group needs to daydream a little bit. This group needs to fantasize a little bit. You guys maybe been a little too doom, gloom, and serious. Like, you guys need to go play. You guys need to go spark yourselves. That's what it feels like. You need to spark yourselves, and you will. You start your card off with the Death card. You end it with the King of Wands. You come out of this, you know, you come out of the flames as the phoenix. You come out of the flames as the phoenix. I really like that energy. I think another group also kind of picked up on phoenix energy. Let's see what else comes out. Any other cards want to come out for this group before I switch decks? I kind of want to pull from this feather deck because I was picking up on feather energy. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to remember all the decks I use. Okay. So let's go ahead and just pull some messages from this feather deck for this group. Let me flip it over. Let's get some messages. Confirmation messages for this group, please. So since I'm asking for confirmation messages, just take what resonates. I'll ask for a few though. So we have White Owl. It says the wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. White feather coming in. All right. I like that energy of the owl. It's very wise. So I think you guys have a very like mature mindset, or you have a lot of wisdom that you are carrying with you into this new chapter from the old chapter, which makes which makes this a different ball game for you. You're going into this new chapter, not as a baby bird, but as an owl, like as a mature, smart, intelligent owl. There's also the sense of hyper awareness. There's also the sense of having that 360 view. The owl can turn its freaking head like 360 all the way around. And I think there's that sense of you getting that perspective, seeing everything for its entirety, being in the center, and knowing how to balance all those little different areas of life. Very interesting energy. Let's get a confirmation card again. Ooh, we have a red feather, and we have the cardinal. So I don't know if any of you are cardinal signs. In case you don't know, the cardinal signs are Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. This says, stand tall and proud, see the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. Ooh, that gives me chills as I read that. So many of you guys are stepping into like this, like boss territory, or so many of you are stepping into this are taking on like a bigger responsibility. It's something about your job or your life might mean a little bit more now because of this responsibility. I have another card falling out as I say this. I'm assuming it's still for the cardinals because I didn't ask for another confirmation. So this is still for you guys. It says hawk. It says pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you right now. Okay, you guys, pay attention to like the signs around you. Pay attention to the blunt ass energy around you. I feel like there's not a lot of trickery here. Even though I was picking up on the word trick, it kind of feels like it's your trick. You're the trickster in a sense where it's your trick to life that's getting figured out. But anyways, in terms of actual deceptive energy though, there's not a lot here. There's not a lot here. Things are what they are. But pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to your dreams. Like I said, I feel like you guys need to dream or fantasize more, because I think there's something about that dream or fantasy that can come true with this Magician card. Can I get another confirmation? This will be the final confirmation now. All right, so we have the hummingbird that came out. It says, what you've been carrying, oh, sorry, bleh, I'm getting tongue twisted. It says, release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. And I like that because we talked a lot about, letting go of like perhaps the last 10 years of your life, letting go of this old chapter, a sense of rebirth here. We're picking up on that. What else? Okay, here we go. Crow. I like this energy of crow because it's a very mystic, mystic energy. Has a lot to do with Saturn. But to me, it's a lot of people get freaked out when they see a crow. To me, it's always been a good sign. You know what I mean? And I'll read this card out to you. It says, universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. Black feather. To me, this indicates like a shift in reality. There can also be a little bit of delays just because of the crow's tie to Saturn, which is something I got from my teacher, Kapil Raj. But yeah, there's a tie to Saturn here, so there can be some type of delays here that you need to trust. Okay, you need to trust it, because again, you're moving into joyful times, and perhaps it's this delay that is going to trigger the joyful times. So trust in it. Okay. Okay, do you really want to pull another card from this group? I pulled out another deck to pull for you guys, and I think I do actually want to pull another card for this group. You guys have the most cards, like I've pulled from like the most decks for this group, and I think that also can be something symbolic all on its own, where you could be pulling now from a lot of different parts of your life in order to feed yourself, in order to make yourself happy. And this fell like butter, so we are going to read it. Okay, it says, "Dearest you, there are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences." Ooh, what did we just talk about? Of chills. It says, "That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's shown up in your life." And I have chills because what did I say earlier? It feels like the trick is within you and your trick to life, and you're kind of like tricking yourself maybe a bit. It says, "Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights, allowing your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much." So I'm going to hold that up in case you guys want to screenshot that and read that back. That gives me chills because I literally confirmed exactly what we were saying in this reading. Like, you guys are tricking yourselves in some type of way. I really want to help this group move through some of those tricks. Let me think of how real quick. What deck can I use to help me? Okay, I have one. I think I have one that popped up in my head. I want to help you guys move through some of these tricks. So if that is, resonating with you, let's pull from this deck. So this is called Roots and Wings. And I kind of just want to pull some oracle cards to help this group or guide this group as they try to figure out how they're deceiving themselves. I'm sorry, I'm again having a little bit of throat chakra issues right now, so I am going to have some water, and I feel like you guys might be having some throat chakra issues too. We are in a season where communication is a really big theme. And so I think your channel between your throat and your heart, or your channel between your throat, oh my god, I'm getting so tongue twisted, your channel between your throat and your mind, I think that has to be in better flow some way, somehow. There's some type of blockage there, and I think that is what we're denying. But let's keep pulling. It says grounded. So I like this energy. It's like one of the reasons for the name of this deck, and it's about rooting yourself. Okay, rooting yourself. I think there's something about this next chapter where you get to root. Let's keep pulling. So I think that's another thing. Maybe you're in go mode. You need to slow it down and kind of like ground yourself, breathe, get back in your body, and I feel like then we might be able to have that conversation with ourselves about what we're not seeing. And also remember, we're in eclipse energy. We haven't had the eclipse yet. The eclipse is happening on the 10th, I believe, but essentially when we have an eclipse, something about the truth is being covered up. And so this energy just got super tricky to navigate, to read. And I think that's so funny because trickster energy has kind of been our thing this whole reading. And maybe the message here too is that you're not supposed to know yet. Maybe you're not supposed to know yet, and that's okay too. I think we really got to detach too from this theme a bit. All right, and as I say that, we have the card of manifestation coming out. So maybe manifestation comes out when you detach from whatever's anchoring you, when you detach from whatever you're clinging on to, so that it seems like, you know, there's something about our truth that causes a bit of a disruption, and maybe that's why we don't want to see the truth. And, you know, we're clinging on to some type of safety, or clinging on to some type of peace, or clinging on to some type of security. And I think there's a detachment from that where we really get to our manifestation. This is getting super complicated now, this energy, and I think that's super interesting too. It feels complicated, but it also feels rather simple. It feels like it only becomes complicated if we like dive too deep into it. And I think there, again, that's why we have that energy of humor, keeping things light, keeping things fun. You know, the second we started to dive into this energy, it got more and more confusing. And I think that is, you know, true for this group. So zoom out a bit. Let's see. What else can we get? Anything else you want to say to this group? This is such an interesting energy. Okay, ooh, and then we had a card that fell, spiritual guidance. Oh my god, the feather! The literal feather coming back up again. Okay, so it feels to me like the knowing is gonna drop in when it's time to drop in. So stay tapped in, stay connected. This is a good time to be meditating. This is a good time, again, keep things light. This is a good time to be tapped into your spiritual side, because it feels like the knowing is going to drop when it's time. Even if you're not attached to your spiritual side, trust me, that doesn't stop the spirit from giving you, you know, the answer if it wants to give you the answer. So I kind of get the image of like the perfect like puzzle piece. Like it can't be anything else but this puzzle piece, and it can't come until the certain time. And you gotta trust that. I get chills as I say that. Oh my god, this group's energy is wild. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this reading up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Why don't you guys comment down below like some waves or like oceans if you like made it this far. This rock reminds me of like the beach, so comment some beach emojis down below. I know you picked this reading. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in my next video.